What is good, Sixer Nation? DFJ Hoops here, back again with another live stream. Hey, we're going to do the play-by-play against the Atlanta Hawks as the 76ers look to win two in a row as they took on the Indiana Pacers, beat them on Friday night. And they look to continue the same thing tonight against the ATL Hawks in downtown Atlanta. So as y'all come in, please make sure y'all smash the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and I hope y'all out there staying warm as we watch the 76ers take on the Atlanta Hawks. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. So the last game, Tyrese Maxey didn't play, and it's gonna remain that way as he is still gonna be out dealing with the illness. So hopefully he can recover in time for the 76ers because the Sixers definitely need Maxey on the court. Now, they don't necessarily need him to win games, but when you have him out there, your chances of winning goes up, right? When you have him out there, your chances of winning goes up. So, yeah. Wish him Maxey a speedy recovery. Now, this game is going to be very, very interesting because Atlanta has been playing so good this season. Jalen Johnson has been a beast for them, right? He's been a beast for them. Some nights having a triple-double. He's definitely making his first All-Star appearance this season. So, shout out to him, right? Shout out to him. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been playing good too. So, you got to give him credit. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. So, with a victory tonight, the 76ers could potentially move to the third seed as they have the tiebreaker against the Boston Celtics. So, the 76ers currently are the fourth seed. Detroit is number 1, New York is number 2, Boston is number 3, and then Philly is number 4. So, if they can get this victory tonight, they can move to the third seed, right? They'll have identical records with the Boston Celtics, but the 76ers got the tiebreaker against them. So, yeah. Yeah, that'd be huge. That'd be huge for the Sixers if they can pull this off, right? Especially against a team that beat you the last time. I think it was, 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Or probably 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, waiting for this one as the 76ers on the road. Can they deliver tonight? Right, that's going to be the huge question. Now they were able to win without Maxey, so at least, right, at least you can win games without him. And I mean, when you got Joel Embiid and Paul George on the court, it makes it, your chances go up as well. Now, shout out to Joel Embiid. I haven't had a time to actually talk about his performance on Friday night. He played very, very good. He started off slow and then picked it up, making jumpers. I think he had a 39-point performance. Yeah, that was very, very solid. And then to go along with Joel Embiid, you had VJ Edgecombe also giving you 20 plus, and then Paul George also giving you 20 plus. So they All three of them, all three of them, they absolutely came to play that night. So salute to all of them. Hopefully they can replicate the same thing tonight and get the 76ers the victory. So that is what we're waiting for. That is what we're waiting for right now. Um, but Atlanta's been playing good, so I don't know if the 76. It's definitely going to be very very tough for them, right? Definitely going to be tough. Um, but Atlanta, I mean, the Sixers they can beat them, right? The Sixers can beat the Hawks, right? They can definitely beat them. I mean, you went to double overtime with them the last time, and I mean, some errors for Maxi. I'm not saying Maxi is the reason why they lost, but you know, the Sixers had the game right there, but the opportunity slipped away from them, and they came up short. But I think the winning formula is still there, right? You still have the winning formula, so just go to the basics. You know, move the ball around because that's what we saw against the Indiana Pacers. The ball was moving. Now Embiid did, you know, ISO a couple times, right, within the semicircle. He did ISO a couple times, hitting his jumpers, but I think overall the ball was moving. Players were moving as well. And other guys got opportunities, right? Now, Quentin Grimes didn't really have a good game on Friday night, but hopefully he can, you know, turn it around tonight against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I'm guessing he's gonna start because Maxi's not available, so hopefully he can, you know, get something going for himself. Yeah, smash that like button as y'all come in. Smash that like button. 76ers, Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, if you're a Sixer fan, you are very familiar with them. It's always a battle between these two teams. I don't know why, but yeah, that's what it is. But I'm just waiting for the starters right now. I mean, I know for a fact Embiid is going to be playing, Paul George is going to be playing, Edgecombe is going to be playing, Quentin Grimes, and maybe Dominic Barlow. So that might be the starting. Oh, there it is. So VJ at the one, Quentin Grimes at the two, Paul George at the three, Dominic Barlow at the four, and then Joel Embiid will be pivot in the middle. Pause if necessary. And for the Hawks, you got Nickeil Alexander Walker, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Risachet, Jalen Johnson, and then Onyeka Okongu. I hope I said that right. So the 76ers will be in the white uniforms as the Atlanta Hawks will be in their home uniforms, which is the red ones. Can Joel Embiid help the 76ers win tonight? That we will see. Now, I still have a challenge for Joel Embiid, and he hasn't, you know, and the challenge is for him to grab double digit rebounds, which it's funny, right? It's a little bit funny that your center can get you the double digit rebounds. It's just funny. But hopefully he can get that tonight, right? So we'll see. Yeah, my shit going a little slow. Yeah, I'm a couple seconds behind, so y'all bear with me. But Barlow and Onyeka Okongwu will jump it up as the Atlanta Hawks win the tip. Sixers on D. Here's Daniels as he is picked up by George as Daniels passes it to Jalen Johnson and a pass inside and the Hawks miss and the 76ers go the other way as here's George. He tries the three-pointer in and out as Onyeka corrals the miss. Here's Daniels as a whistle has been blown, and I think somebody's dealing with a little bit of injury. Nickeil grabbing onto that hamstring. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully nothing's wrong with him. Yeah, one thing. One thing. The Atlanta Hawks really play fast, right? So In order to keep up with a team like that, your transition defense has to be on point as well, right? So, um, the strategy is not to crash the offensive glass. The strategy is to get everybody going back, right? Get back on defense, get the defense set, and then force them to play in the half court. Even though they're still talented, they can still, make plays and, get a bunch of layups and threes. But I think if you limit them to the half court, if you limit them to half court, I think you have a better chance of winning the game. So yeah. Salute to my guy Charles. He says, great night, all the live, great night, great night on all the live stream broadcasts. Yeah, appreciate you. Watch it from the Bahamas. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, VJ definitely representing y'all, right? VJ Edgecombe is definitely representing y'all. So, um, yeah, salute to the generator. Salute to VJ Edgecombe, and I hope you are a Sixer fan. If you're a Sixer fan, you can sub to the channel. And we talk Sixers, everything Sixers, rumors, trades, everything. So appreciate you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. VJ Edgecombe. Yes, sir. Yeah, still, hopefully ain't nothing wrong with him. But yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe down in Atlanta. It's a vibe. It's a vibe in downtown Atlanta. But yeah, hopefully Nikhil is feeling okay as Embiid went over to check on him. Yeah, went going for that layup. I hope he didn't pull anything because VJ tried to contest the shot. I don't think it was anything dirty, but we got some action as the Hawks will try a three and it rattles in as Nikhil Alexander Walker hits a three for them. And the 76ers in the half court, here's Edgecombe as Dyson Daniels picks him up. Entry pass into George as George finds Embiid. Foul line jumper, and that bucket is good. As Joel Embiid picking up from where he left off on Friday night, as the Atlanta Hawks get in the lane and the air ball as they got the miss, as Onyeka Okongwu will try a three-pointer, and he cashes in. So the Atlanta Hawks pick up 6 quick points as the 76ers try to answer as Edgecombe finds Embiid at the logo as Embiid behind the back, Embiid to Grimes to VJ. VJ will try a three, and that three-pointer is good as VJ Edgecombe cuts the deficit to one as here's Atlanta and Nikhil Alexander Walker gets the layup to go as he thought he was fouled, not crying for a foul. And Embiid crosses the timeline. Embiid sets the screen for Edgecombe as Edgecombe finds Joel. Joel posting up, draws the double team, kicks it out. Here's George. George in the corner for three, and he cashes in. As the 76ers tie the game up, as here's Atlanta, here's Shea, finds Jalen Johnson as and my fault, that was Dyson Daniels as he cashes in a three from the top of the key. As this has been a back and forth game, and the 76ers will have to clean some things up. As George will shoot and comes up short. As the Hawks, here's Alexander Walker as he drives in, misses, and the 76ers get the board. Here's George. George drives. George puts it up, gets fouled, and he will head to the charity stripe for two. Smart play from Paul George as he saw the defender in a vulnerable position as he was able to draw the foul. And that was on Zachary Shea, the sophomore, will pick his first foul. He says, my beloved Philadelphia 76ers from 1967. Dr. Julius Irving, Moses Malone, Bobby Jones, Allen Iverson, etc. Yeah, yes, sir. You could still go on. You could still go on. All right. It's a lot of great players that we've had throughout the years. As Paul George, the first free throw, and he makes them both. As the Sixers trail by one, and here's Daniels. Daniels plays catch with Okongwu. Daniels tries to pass it, and Onyeka Okongwu will try another three, and he comes up short. As here's Grimes in the half court, and Grimes to George, George to Grimes, as Grimes back to George, as George finds Embiid inside, as Embiid try to shoot, gets fouled, and he will head to the charity stripe for two. And the 76ers able to stop the clock and put some points on the board, which is smart, as Atlanta is starting to pick up or rack up fouls. Yeah, smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. And Joel Embiid went to the free throw line, I think, 15 times in the game against the Indiana Pacers on Friday night, cashing in 11 of them. And he misses the first. Come on. Embiid's percentages for this season has been a little bit, lower than his usual self, as he's shooting 42% from the field and 82% from the free throw line for the season. Ball game's tied at 11 as the Hawks in the half court. Here's Johnson. Johnson thought about it, drives. Johnson goes up, misses, and the Atlanta Hawks are fighting on the glass as they get the offensive rebound. As Risa Shea will try a three, and that three was too long as the 76ers go the other way. Here's Grimes. Grimes drives. Grimes whips it into the corner to Edgecombe. Edgecombe will try. No good as the Hawks come up with the miss, and the Hawks in the half court. Here's Johnson, and Johnson being aggressive goes up, misses, gets his rebound, misses again as Edgecombe comes up with it. And here's George, and George will slow everything down. George, top of the key, gives it to Embiid. Embiid faces up. Oh my goodness, as he goes for the bump, passes it out. And VJ Edgecombe turns it over as nobody runs back on defense, and VJ Edgecombe is forced to foul. Yeah, so that's what I was saying right there. The defense in transition has to be good, as Embiid, didn't get the pass, is just standing there as nobody was trailing the play. But yeah, they got to play it smart. Limit turnovers, play it smart, and Atlanta is trying to get on the glass, right? They got four guys on the offensive glass, so the 76ers going to have to do a better job at, keeping some of these guys off the glass and securing or limiting them to just one possession. So Jalen Johnson will make them both as 7:50 left in the first, and the 76ers in the half court as Dyson Daniels putting on the D on VJ Edgecombe as Embiid passes to Grimes. Grimes drives. Grimes turns, spins, turns it over as the 76ers have back-to-back turnovers as the Hawks go up, and a foul was called, and Zachary Risa-Shea will head to the free throw line for two. So the 76ers turn the ball over two possessions in a row, and also fouling on the other side. They have to play it smart, like I said. What this does is give the Atlanta Hawks, more opportunities to score and just push up the lead. Right? Yeah, but a good game so far, right? A very, very good game so far. I think the 76ers have to clean a few things up to get it going. But Jared McCain will check in for the Sixers as Risa Shea cashes them both. As George crosses the timeline, and George to McCain, who just checked in, as McCain is met by Dyson Daniels, and here's Embiid. Embiid faces up, jabs, and Embiid turns it over again as the 76ers get back on D as Dyson Daniels goes up, misses, got his own miss, and goes back up and cashes in. So a 6-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks as the 76ers having difficulties trying to get anything going. And Nick Nurse will call time. Yeah, so what I have just realized is the guard play, right? The guard play to start off this game has been very, very terrible, right? And I'm not saying VJ is not doing a good job, but I mean VJ is limited a little bit. Especially if you're being met up by, Dyson Daniels, who's one of the best on-ball defenders in the game. If your handles is not right, if you don't know how to play the angles correctly, if your handles isn't right, if it's not tight, pause if necessary, you're definitely going to have difficulties as the 76ers turn the ball over multiple times early on in this first quarter. So hopefully Jared McCain can hold it down from the point position and try to get some easy opportunities because that's a ton of defensive pressure coming from the other side. And Maxi, if you had Maxi, you wouldn't have this issue because Maxi can definitely deal with it. Right. But I think VJ, he has to go through this, right? He has to go through it and see what it feels like at the highest level to, constantly deal with this type of defensive pressure. So, yeah. Charles says, stay focused, rooted, and grounded. My beloved Philadelphia 76ers. Yes, sir. Now they're down, but I mean that's the game of basketball, right? It's a game of runs. So hopefully the Sixers can put something together coming out of this timeout and make something happen. But I mean, so far, Paul George, with 5 points and B with 3, Edgecombe with 3, you know, Quentin Grimes, didn't really start off good. But yeah, I think he'll be better. He'll definitely be better. But Embiid with a turnover, Grimes with a turnover, Edgecombe with a turnover as well. Absolutely down, but not out. Yeah, we're just down, but we're not out. But yeah, as Trey Young is close to returning for the Hawks. Now I'm hearing rumors that he might get traded. I mean, if he gets traded, I think he should get sent to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They can absolutely use his services from the point guard position. But so back in action is Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes has it as he finds George and almost turn it over as Quentin Grimes back to George. And Embiid battling down low for the offensive rebound, and he gets fouled, and he will head to the free throw line for 2. So the Hawks will make some changes as Gay checks in for the Hawks, and I think his first name is Muhammad. As Quinn Snyder has been the Hawks head coach for about 3 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. So Embiid makes the first as he makes the second too. 4-point game as the 76ers are trailing. And here's Daniels into Gay as Gay gives it up for a three. And that 3-pointer is no good, but a foul on that play. And Korechski will head to the free throw line for three. And is it Korechski? Yeah, he's probably from Latvia. Let me look him up. Okay, he's from Czech Republic. Makes sense. So here's McCain as McCain crosses the timeline. As McCain into Embiid, Embiid goes up and finishes with the offhand. As the 76ers are fighting, here's Daniels, and Daniels to Johnson, as Johnson will try the midi and nothing but the bottom. As Jalen Johnson has been playing very, very well for the Hawks. 5:55 left in the first. As here's McCain. McCain finds Embiid. Embiid, one dribble, kicks it out. Oh my goodness, the ball movement has been pure. As Paul George cashes in a corner three. Here come the Hawks as Gay turns it over, and Dominic Barlow will have a dunk the other end as the 76ers are down 2 points. And that was the first turnover for the Atlanta Hawks as Johnson drives. Johnson finds Ricochet as Ricochet uses the screen, steps back, shoots the 3-pointer, and that three is no good as the ball will stay with the Hawks as Embiid touched it last. Yeah, I think Dominic Barlow is doing a solid job on Johnson, but I mean that's just a tough cover. Right, it's just a tough cover. So Luke Kennard will check in for the Atlanta Hawks as Zachary Ricochet will take a seat. And Jalen Johnson goes up, tries to finish over Embiid, misses, and Embiid will bring it across the timeline as Embiid picks up the dribble. Embiid gets double teamed as Embiid plays catch with Barlow. Embiid gets it. Embiid dribbles, almost turned it over as Embiid goes up, misses at the misses as Atlanta go the other way. And here's Gay, and Gay turns it over again, and the Sixers will have it the other way. Now, Gay had a good performance against the Sixers 2 weeks ago, but so far I'm not really impressed. So here's McCain and Jarrett with Kennard on them as Embiid gets it, draws a double, and McCain will try it from Iraq, misses, and Kennard corrals it as here's Daniels as Dyson Daniels drives, kicks it to the corner. And one thing that Atlanta was doing in the last matchup, I don't know if y'all remember, but they were killing the Sixers with passes into the weak side corner a lot. And we saw Alexander Walker knock down what was it 6 3s, 7 3s, and most of those threes came from the corner. And Jalen Johnson ultimately hit the dagger from the corner as well. So that's something that the Sixers have to clean up. I mean, I haven't seen too much of it, but yeah, hopefully they watched film from the previous game and hope to clean it up in this matchup right here. But Justin Edwards checks in for George as Embiid picks up the dribble. Embiid tried to get the foul call, got it back as here's McCain, and McCain finds Embiid at the logo. 4 seconds left as Embiid sidesteps, shoots the three, and that 3-pointer is no good. And here come the Hawks as Johnson, top of the key, finds Daniels. Oh my goodness. And dunks it home. Dyson Daniels with 7 early points in the first as here come the Sixers. As Embiid passes to Edwards. Edwards probes. Edwards goes up, got it blocked, got it back, kicks it into the corner, finds Barlow, and Barlow tries a three and knocks it down. As it's a one possession game, Barlow with 5 quick points. As here's Johnson, and Johnson finds Gay as Gay jabs. Gay goes up, gets fouled, and he will head to the free throw line for two. As Embiid is signaling for a challenge, but I don't think it's necessary as it's too early in the ball game. But we'll see what Nick Nurse does. Yeah, smart play, as he got Embiid in the air and drew the foul. But Muhammad Gay at the free throw line, and the first one is no good. Andre Drummond checks in for Joel Embiid as it's 3 minutes left in the first. Onyeka Okongwu comes back in for the Hawks. Here's McCain. McCain to Edwards. Edwards to Grimes. Grimes drives, finds Edwards, and Edwards would try a 3-pointer. No good as the Hawks go the other way. Here's Nikhil. Finds Gay. Gay to Kennard. Kennard drives into the corner. Back to Kennard as the Hawks running some good action as they get the friendly bounce as Craigie knocks it down. Sixers down by 7 as here's Barlow, and Barlow to Edwards. Edwards to Drummond. Drummond to Grimes, and Grimes will try a 3-pointer, cash money, as the Sixers come back with a 3-pointer of their own. Here's the Hawks in the half court as, oh my goodness, as the Hawks are beating the 76ers with backdoor cuts. Here's McCain in the half court, and Jared McCain probes, finds Barlow, and Barlow to Edwards in the corner as Justin Edwards misses. And here come the Hawks as Craigie will have a wide open 3-pointer, shoots it, and cashes in. As the Sixers try to answer, here's Grimes. Grimes into Drummond. Drummond faces up, and Drummond turns it over as it was knocked out of his hands. So the Sixers will inbound it as here's Grimes. Grimes working on Nikhil. Tried to bank it off the glass, but it's no good as Nikhil pushes Nikhil. Gets fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line for 2. So the first free throw is good as he waits for the second. As Paul George checks in for the Sixers. Here's Drummond. Drummond to Grimes. Here's McCain. As McCain gives it to Drummond, gets it back as Justin Edwards would try a 3. And Justin Edwards goes 0 for 3 from the 3-point line as the Hawks go the other way. And here's Gay I'm sorry, that's Okongwu. As Alexander Walker drives, misses, and the Sixers go the other way, and Grimes will try a three in the corner, cash money, as the Sixers still fighting. 30 seconds left in the first, and Grimes will pick up Alexander Walker as Walker to Kennard. Kennard drives. Kennard shoots, gets fouled, and he will head to the free throw line for two. And Andre Drummond's surprised that he got called for the foul. And the first free throw was good. So he makes them both as the Sixers will hold for the last possession. And here's George. And Gay picks him up as Embiid back in. Embiid shoots, misses, and that end the first. So great action from the first frame. The Sixers got to clean up a lot of things, right? They got to take care of the turnovers. They got to, you know, stop giving up the offensive rebounds and also know where your man is at all times because they're getting backdoor cut a lot. They're getting back. They're getting backdoored a lot. Pause if necessary, but a ton of backdoor cuts, and they got to clean it up. But in order to clean it up, you got to communicate on the floor. So they got to communicate as well. Smash the like button, y'all. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. So at the end of the first, Paul George 8 points, Barlow with 5, Embiid with 7, Grimes with 6, and VJ Edgecombe with 3 points. Now VJ picked up those two quick fouls. That's why he did not play a lot in the late in the first. Got in foul trouble. So hopefully he can make something happen in the second frame. So, yep. Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. All right, so back in action as the Hawks in the half court as Wallace, who checked in, finds Luke Kennard at the 3-point line, shoots, comes up short. As here's George, and Paul George goes behind the back, which try a 3-pointer and cashes in. As Paul George has been looking very, very good tonight. 4-point game as the Hawks in the half court as Atlanta goes up and Ricochet gets the friendly bounce. Here's George, and Ricochet picks him up as Paul George, oh my God, drives past him, shoots, misses, and Drummond fighting for the rebound, gets it, finds a cut, and Paul George goes up and cashes in. Count the bucket and the foul as Paul George would head to the free throw line for the traditional 3-point play. As not, shout out to Drummond for not giving up on the offensive rebound, gets it. Paul George making the effort to cut, gets it, able to convert, and gets rewarded with the and one. As Paul George finishes the 3-point play as the 76ers down by 3 points. And here come the Hawks in the half court. Here's Wallace as Wallace finds Kennard. Kennard to Gay. Gay fakes, gives it to Wallace. Wallace finds Gay, and they turn it over as here's Drummond. And Drummond, as Paul George tried to lob it up to Drummond, but Drummond is not that athletic anymore to get the finish. As the Sixers waste an offensive possession just like that. And Paul George, yeah, bad, very bad play. Here come the Hawks in the half court as here's Wallace, and the 76ers are on a 9-2 run as Wallace got it blocked. And here's Edgecombe as Edgecombe drives, picks it up, goes up, misses as the Hawks go the other way. 3-on-2 advantage for the Hawks as they miss. And here come the Sixers. Here's McCain, and McCain to Drummond, back to McCain as McCain probes, goes in. McCain turns it over. VJ got it back. Here's Walker. Walker to George. George drives into Edgecombe. Edgecombe to Walker. Walker drives, gets it blocked. And the Atlanta Hawks rotating very, very well and getting that defensive possession secured as the Hawks miss on the other side. And the 76ers will slow things down as here's McCain, and Kennard picks him up as McCain fakes. McCain to George. George to Walker. And the Sixers miss. And here comes Wallace. Wallace to Gay as an illegal screen gets called, and the Atlanta Hawks will turn it over, and the Sixers will go the other way. Here's Edgecombe. Alexander picks him up as Edgecombe finds PG as Daniels is on him. And Paul George with the smart veteran play as Dyson Daniels gets whistled for the foul. It will be on the floor as Paul George inbounds it as PG finds Edgecombe, and Edgecombe as Paul George is fighting with Dyson Daniels for position. As George gets it, Paul George spins, shoots the fadeaway, misses, and Andre Drummond gets the friendly tap. So Andre Drummond in there, keeping the Sixers alive as the 76ers down by 1. And here come the Hawks. Here's Daniels as Daniels finds Okongwu as Okongwu drives, misses, and the Hawks get it back as Alexander drives and turns it over, and the Sixers will take it the other way. That was a very, very high pass from Nickeil Alexander-Walker as the guy could not handle it. And looking at this play from Paul George as he misses, and Andre Drummond gets the tap. Oh, okay. So it wasn't high. Paul George deflected it, and the guy tried to reach for it. It touched him last and could not hand on to it. As the Atlanta Hawks start off 1 for 6 in the second frame, as Paul George gets it, draws the double team, and Kyle Lowry just checked in for the Sixers as Edgecombe drives, gets the finish, and the 76ers will take the lead. Here comes Atlanta as Luke Kennard pump fakes, sidesteps. Oh my goodness, as he makes the 3-pointer. And Luke Kennard is one of the best shooters in the league. Maybe he fell off a little bit, but 2-3 seasons ago, he was one of the top 3-point shooters in the league. As Paul George splits the double team, goes up, gets fouled, and he will head to the free throw line for two. Did they call a foul? So no, it will go the other way as Paul George, surprised he couldn't get the foul call. Here come the Hawks as Dyson Daniels will try a 3-pointer, and that is no good as they get it back. Alexander goes for it, misses as Kyle Lowry, smart play as he jumped into the defender's way and gets the foul call. So the Sixers will take it from the sideline as DC Young Fly in the building watching the Hawks. Yeah, that was a smart, very smart play, vet play from Kyle Lowry in year 20. So here's Edgecombe as Edgecombe finds Grimes. Grimes shoots, misses. Jabari Walker gets it, goes up, it gets fouled, and he will head to the free throw line for two. Yeah, it's been very, very physical so far. A lot of physicality early on in the second frame, as the Atlanta Hawks are struggling in the second, with the 76ers being up by 9 points. So Walker will split the pair as the Hawks go the other way. And Jalen Johnson checks in for the Atlanta Hawks as he's picked up by Walker, kicks it into the corner, and Dyson Daniels in the dunker spot is able to convert. Here's Drummond as Drummond gives it to Edgecombe as Edgecombe drives. Edgecombe, oh my goodness, as he beats the defender to the rim and gets the easy deuce. Here come the Hawks as Alexander drives, misses at the rim, and the Sixers go the other way as here's Lowry. And Lowry uses the Drummond screen, and Lowry gets called for the travel as he turns it over. So the Hawks will call time as VJ Edgecombe is really putting a ton of pressure on the rim. Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but watching these games from the Sixers, like commentators, like, I can't do it. Right? I can't do it. Kate Scott, like, I can't do it. I don't know how y'all do it, but me personally, I can't do it. And I'm not hating on them. I mean, they do a good job, but it's just not for me. I would rather watch it from the opponent's commentators. So from the home team the commentary desk. So Paul George being super, super aggressive in this game as he has 17 points early in the first half, and the 76ers have nobody else in double figures. As Edgecombe and Embiid are close with 7 points. So looking at the Hawks, the Hawks have Krejci in double figures as he is coming off the bench. Edgecombe being very, very aggressive for the 76ers as he was dealing with foul trouble. As he picks up Luke Kennard, and here come the Hawks in the half court. As here's Daniels, as Daniels drives, finds Alexander Walker as Walker to Daniels, and Daniels misses, and he will head to the free throw line for two. And Dyson Daniels misses the first. As he gets ready to take the second, and Dyson Daniels with 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists in the first half. Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. So he misses them both. As here come the Sixers, as Edgecombe gets picked up by Daniels. As Edgecombe into Embiid, as Embiid catches, turns, shoots. Oh my goodness, and knocks it down. As he gives the 76ers the lead. Here's Daniels, as Daniels tried to get it to Okongwu, bad pass, and they turn it over. As Kyle Lowry did a good job, digging into Okongwu's legs and preventing him from catching. Yeah, Kyle Lowry does a good job, like digging into players' legs, and yeah, you can't out jump the offensive player, but you can find a way to win that battle, and he did absolutely that. As Kyle Lowry probes, kicks it out to Edgecombe, as Edgecombe misses, and the Sixers go the other way. As the 76ers have a double big lineup, as they have difficulties securing the rebound, as Okongwu goes up, misses, Joel Embiid comes up with the board, and I think a loose ball foul was called on Kyle Lowry, and the Hawks will get a side out. Yeah, when you have two bigs in the game, that means that you're dealing with your team cannot get rebounds. You're giving up a ton of offensive rebounds. Now, yeah, that was a foul. That was definitely a foul. So the Hawks in the half court, 5 minutes left in the second, as Krejci shoots, misses, and Okongwu gets the rebound and misses again. As Joel Embiid gets it, gives it to Edgecombe. Edgecombe drives, puts it up, and is no good as the 76ers on defense. Here's Johnson, and Johnson to Okongwu, shoots, and he cashes in. So Onyeka Okongwu is also a finesse big. He's a stretch forward in my opinion. He's only 6'9", and he can shoot the 3-pointer. So yeah, the 76ers, they're gonna deal with that a lot. Right. The bigs gonna have to go to the 3-point line and contest shots. As Grimes intercepts the pass, goes, drives, gets fouled, and he will head to the free throw line for two. As that was a bad, bad, bad foul from Krejci. As he timed the pass correctly and jumped into the passing lane and got it. Yeah, let me take a look at the rebound discrepancy. So the 76ers have 21 rebounds and Atlanta has 31 rebounds. Right? So you're getting killed, you're getting destroyed on the glass. It's not even the third frame and the other team grabbed 10 more rebounds than you. So there's something is just not going well. Something's not going right. I mean, Onyeka Okongwu with 12 rebounds. 12 rebounds. As Joel Embiid only has how many? Okay, I give him credit. He got 5. Give him credit. I give him credit. As here come the Hawks in the half court. Here's Johnson, sidesteps. He gets fouled. And I think Atlanta will have a side out as he was not in the shooting motion yet. Yeah, Atlanta's killing the Sixers on the glass. But Drummond will check out as here come the Hawks, and Onyeka Okongwu gets another rebound and converts as he is on pace to having a 25 rebound night, in my opinion. Edgecombe will try a 3, no good, as Johnson corrals the miss. And here comes Johnson, drives. Johnson got the angle, and I think Joel Embiid got a piece of it as here's Grimes, as Grimes gets a block from behind as Atlanta. Here comes Walker as Walker to Krejci. Krejci inside. Krejci to Johnson. Back to Krejci. Now here's Johnson with Lowry on him as Johnson draws the double, kicks it out as Krejci knocks down a top of the key 3, and Atlanta goes up by 6. Here come the Sixers as Embiid gets it. Embiid gets fouled, and he will head to the free throw line for 2. As Embiid gets another superstar call. I mean, Onyeka Okongwu with only 2 fouls, but 8 points and 12. He has more rebounds than that. He just had like 2 more. It can be 12. Is it 12? Yeah, he's destroying the Sixers on the glass. He is destroying the Sixers on the glass by himself. Right? I mean, Alexander Walker got 7. And everybody else has less than 4. And for the Sixers, Embiid with 5 rebounds, Andre Drummond with 6 rebounds, and I think Paul George needs to help the Sixers on the glass as well. Right? He needs to help them on the glass. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Yeah, appreciate y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all for being here. Oh my God. Why is this happening, man? Come on. So we're back in action. So it would be Joel Embiid at the line for 2, as Embiid got a piece of Jalen Johnson's shot as he went down. And was there a dirty play right there? Nah. As Embiid in the green shoes. The first free throw was good. Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. So Embiid gets to double figures as Embiid looks to make this a one possession game. And he makes them both. Here's Daniels. And Barlow picks him up as Daniels to Craigie. Craigie into Johnson. Johnson goes, shoots, misses, and the Sixers with the rebound. And here's Grimes. And Grimes uses the Embiid screen. Grimes finds Embiid. Embiid drives, hop steps. Oh my goodness. Comes up short as the Hawks go the other way. And here's Johnson with Embiid on him. And Johnson will try a 3. And that 3-pointer is no good as Dominic Barlow helping out with the rebounding. And here's Grimes as Embiid battles for position with Okongwu as Embiid fakes. Embiid almost turned it over. Kyle Lowry gets it to Barlow. Barlow spins. Oh my goodness, as he's able to convert. And that shot will not count, as I don't know why they didn't count it. Barlow on Daniels as Onyeka Okongwu will try another 3 and misses as Joel Embiid comes up with the board. Embiid to Edgecombe. Embiid gets it. Embiid drives. Embiid misses, comes up short, gets the rebound, goes back up, and he converts. So Joel Embiid will as Dyson Daniels is able to convert on the other end. Embiid brings it across the timeline. Embiid to Edgecombe. Embiid with the screen. Grimes has it as Grimes to Edgecombe. Joel Embiid at the top of the key finds Barlow at the dunker spot, gets fouled, and Dominic Barlow will head to the free throw line for 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Smash the like button. Hit the like button. Show some love. Show some love. Straight from the Bahamas. Show some love. As Dominic Barlow makes the first. And why is the score still on 49-54? Yep. Here come the Hawks in the half court as Walker drives. Walker to Craigie. Craigie drives. Craigie gets cut off. Craigie spins. Finds Okongwu as he gets it back as Craigie whips it into the corner. And Jalen Johnson pump fakes, shoots, misses. And Sixers got it. 45 seconds left in the first. As the Sixers with some good defense, allowing Atlanta to run the shot clock. As Joel Embiid, very, very physical, and an offensive foul is called as Onyeka Okongwu is on the ground, and some Hawks players are getting in the face of Joel Embiid as Jalen Johnson tries to step up for his teammate. Yeah, Embiid, is he throwing his weight around? Being a big bully? And let's watch that play one more time. let's watch that play one more time. Um, I mean, he got it. Yeah, he caught him at the side of the chin with his elbow. Yeah, that could. Yeah, that's a dirty play. I mean, it's a dirty play, but it's not a dirty play. I mean, as a big man, when you get it, like that's what it's that's what's taught. You know, use that to clear space, and I think he did that. He didn't realize that his elbow, I mean, his chin was in the way. But this play will be under review as they will try to see if it meets the criteria for a potential flagrant foul. Yeah, he caught him right there. He caught him on the chin right there. He says, "Winners never quit, quitters never win." Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, he got the ball spun and yeah, caught him on the chin. I mean, that's the physicality that the old heads won in the game, right? So Embiid gets called for the flagrant foul, and I think it's a flagrant one, and that will be two shots plus the ball. So Atlanta would take two. Atlanta will take two free throws and will get possession, and they can play two for one right there. So the first one is no good as he makes the second. 38.7 left in the second quarter as Joel Embiid is talking to Onyeka Okongwu as Atlanta will have a side out and Jalen Johnson will be the trigger man as Johnson inbounds it, finds Okongwu, gets it back. Here's Johnson into Krejci as Krejci with the floater. As Krejci coming off the bench, and he is giving Atlanta some good minutes off the bench. As here comes Edgecombe, as Joel Embiid thought about it, drives, kicks it out, and Kyle Lowry will try the three, and that 3 pointer is no good. As there's a 2 second difference between shot clock and game clock, and Atlanta will play it down to the wire. As here's Johnson, and Barlow picks him up as Jalen Johnson drives. Jalen Johnson gets the angle, pushes, shoots, miss, and the Sixers with it. As here's Joel Embiid, and VJ Edgecombe will try a 3 pointer, and that 3 pointer is no good, and that will do it for the first half. So yeah, the Sixers. Let me see it. What ball name, bro? So let's get to the box score. So we didn't see Paul George like with almost 4 minutes left in the second frame. We didn't see him, but Paul George with 17. Joel Embiid with 13 points. Joel Embiid is struggling right now, 4 for 12 from the field, but I mean, with more volume, I mean, he could get it back. He could get it back up. But I mean, Joel Embiid with 9 free throws, I'm impressed. Right, I'm impressed because so far this season he hasn't grabbed more than 10. I mean, more than 9 rebounds in a game. Right. He hasn't been in double figures when it comes to rebounding. So him getting 9 rebounds, I mean, potentially he can get to double figures. Right. So successful challenge for him. Right. And then, you got guys coming off the bench. Jabari Walker, 1 point. Andre Drummond, 2 points. But you go to the Atlanta Hawks, Vic Krejci with 16 points. Right. So that's what? Quadruple the production that he's given you compared to the bench. Right. The Sixers got what? 3 points off the bench? Almost quintuple, to be honest with you. But yeah, he got a lot of production coming off the bench for them as Luke Kennard with 5, and then Muhammad Gay, you just 1 free throw. Dyson Daniels with 11 points. Nikhil Alexander Walker with 7 points. Zachary Risachet with 4 points. Jalen Johnson with 6, and Onyeka Okongwu with 9. Now, yeah, I think, like I said, they're running this action where, Krejci has it, passes it, and, he moves, he cuts, and then he gets it back. And then whether he gets to the rim and, finish with the underhand layup, or, sometimes he doesn't even get all the way to the rim. He's just making this floater. And he's converting them at a very, very high rate. What's his percentage right now? Yeah, 5 for 6 from the field, right? 5 for 6 from the field, 3 threes. So the action has been very, very good for him. He's also made a couple of threes too. So that's something that the Sixers got to address, right? You can't lose to to Krejci. You can't lose to him that way. So that's something that they got to address. But I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna just go get me a bottle of water. I'm gonna be right back. Smash the like button if you just tuned in. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. All right. All right. So third quarter, Sixers down by 4. Hopefully they can have a huge third quarter because we don't want the Sixer fans. They always lose the third quarter. They're always losing the third quarter. So no, we don't want to have that. Right. Right. According to Sixer fans, they would rather win the third and lose the other 3 quarters. Right. So hopefully the Sixers can do a better job at that. So looking forward to it. All right, so 55-59, Atlanta Hawks up by 4 as the Sixers have to get something going, right? They got to get something going. The guard play has to be better. Embiid has to make his movements, very very, make quick decisions very very fast because he's drawing those double teams, right? They're putting two on the ball in the post. So, just make those reads and let's see where the Sixers can go from there. But here come the Hawks in the half court as Johnson drives. Johnson sidesteps. Oh my goodness. As he converts and give the Hawks a 6-point lead. Here's Edgecombe as Edgecombe to Grimes. Grimes to Embiid on the slot as Embiid finds Grimes. Screens for him as Quentin Grimes. It gets fouled as he will head to the free throw line for 3. As Nickeil Alexander Walker will be the culprit. Yeah, that's a foul. That's definitely a foul. It's a foul, but unfortunately, they call it on the floor, and the Sixers will have a side out. As here's Edgecombe, as Edgecombe finds Grimes. Grimes shoots a 3, misses, as Dominic Barlow gets the rebound, as he is able to convert. Here come the Hawks. Okongwu drives. Okongwu getting physical with George as Paul George gets called for the blocking foul, and Okongwu will head to the free throw line for 2. Yeah, that was a fully extended elbow, and I'm surprised Okongwu didn't get called for the offensive foul. So he makes the first as and he makes them both. Here's George as George drives. Paul George converts. 19 points for Paul George as the Atlanta Hawks. Oh my goodness. As Dyson Daniels got a free pathway to the basket as he is able to dunk it home. Here's George, works off the Embiid screen. Embiid fakes, gets it to Grimes, gets it back. Embiid draws the double, gets it to Grimes. PG tried to whip it into the corner to VJ, but Nickeil was able to kick it. George will inbound as Joel Embiid gets it to Grimes. Grimes fakes, drives to the corner to Edgecombe. As Edgecombe, oh my goodness, as he almost got the dunk, but he's able to convert. Here's Ricochet. He'll try a 3-pointer. And good. Atlanta up by 7 as Embiid screens for Edgecombe as Edgecombe goes up, misses, and Dominic Barlow doing the dirty work gets it to Grimes. Grimes for three, cash money. Here's Jalen Johnson as he sidesteps, shoots the pull up midi, and that's good. As the art of the mid range is still alive. Here's Embiid into Grimes. Embiid screens for Grimes as Quentin Grimes gets fouled by Nikhil as he absolutely disagrees with the call. There will be two quick fouls in the third frame. VJ will inbound it as the Hawks on defense. And here's George. George catches, drives, goes in. Oh my goodness, off the glass. Ain't good. As Paul George, ultra aggressive in the third, as here's Ricochet. Ricochet into Walker. Walker to the corner. As here's, oh my goodness, as Onyeko Kongu try to dunk it but misses. As Quentin Grimes gets the three, no good. As Barlow try to bat it out, Atlanta has it. And here's Dyson Daniels. Gets it to Okongu. Okongu. Oh, and he turns it over for them. Yeah, Atlanta's playing very, very hard, and the Sixers don't have to let them outwork them. Here's Edgecombe in the half court as he gets it to Embiid. Embiid to George. George with Ricochet on him. Embiid will try the three-pointer, and that three is no good as Atlanta go the other way, and they turn it over again. As Jalen Johnson apologizes for the bad pass, takes accountability for it. As here's George. George to Embiid. Embiid drives, goes up, misses, and the Atlanta Hawks go the other way. And here's Walker. Walker drives, misses. As Quentin Grimes tried to save it, but stepped out of bounds, and Atlanta will have possession. Dyson Daniels with the inbound as Ricochet curls up top, shoots. Oh my goodness. And he knocks down the three. As Atlanta making every three that they put up as George drives, goes in to Edgecombe, Edgecombe to Embiid. Embiid fakes, drives, goes up, sidesteps, misses, got his own rebound, and puts it up and in. Dyson Daniels drives, gets his rebound as Okongwu will try a three from the corner, and that three-pointer is good. So a quick timeout as we are a few minutes into the third, halfway through the third. All right, so we're back in action. Can the 76ers win this matchup? I think they can absolutely win, but a lot has to be done. So here's Embiid. Embiid goes up, it gets fouled, and Embiid will head to the free throw line for two. And how was that side out? He was going up for the layup and got fouled. But Okongwu will take a seat as he picks up his fourth. As here's Edgecombe, and Edgecombe to Grimes. Grimes goes up, drives, Embiid with the tip in, and that's good. As Joel Embiid will get to double-digit rebounds. As here's Edgecombe, and Edgecombe to Barlow. Barlow finds Grimes. Grimes to Edgecombe, and he will try a three. Cashes in, got fouled, but there's no call as the Sixers cut the lead to three. As the Hawks miss a three, and here comes Barlow. As Barlow to Grimes. Grimes picks up the dribble, gets it to Embiid, gets it back. Here's Grimes, and Grimes trying to find PG as he passes to Embiid. Embiid to Edgecombe. Edgecombe. And VJ Edgecombe turns it over as here come the Hawks as Alexander Walker is able to convert. Sixers down by 5. Here's Embiid at the top of the key as Grimes with the snatchback dribble gets it to Embiid, gets it back. And Risa Shea is on him as Grimes to Embiid. Embiid thought about it, pump fakes. Oh my God. Gets picked up. And that should be a goaltend as Barlow. Oh, and that was shot clock violation. Must be focused and consistent. Yeah, absolutely. Without commitment, you will never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish. Very deep. Here's Dyson Daniels as Dyson Daniels with the spin move gets in the lane and he converts. Here's George and the sophomore's on him as Embiid draws a double team. Embiid to George. George cross court. Oh, turns it over. Here's Jalen Johnson. Drives. Johnson finds Daniels, and Dyson Daniels converts. Yeah, Dyson Daniels has been very, very sneaky in this game. With some very, very good timed drives. Getting behind the defense. Getting passes. Yeah, he's really doing it all for them. As Dominic Barlow gets it to go, as he will head to the free throw line for one more. And Jalen Johnson gets called for the foul. Joel Embiid. Dominic Barlow with 11 points as Joel Embiid will check out and Andre Drummond will check in for the Sixers. And Barlow misses. Andre Drummond right there and the Sixers pick up 2 more. Sneaky play. Here come the Hawks in the half court, as here's Dyson Daniels with the rock. Finds Johnson back to Daniels as Daniels drives high off the glass, and that's good. Yeah, if Dyson Daniels is doing damage in the paint, then your interior defense is really has serious issues. As here's Grimes, and Quentin Grimes passes to Edgecombe. Edgecombe between the legs, steps back, shoots, cash money. Cuts the deficit to 4. As here's Johnson. Johnson pauses, goes up, misses. And here's Edgecombe as Edgecombe in the half court. Edgecombe to Grimes. Grimes thought about it, goes in. Try to lay it up, but it is no good as the Hawks go up as Dyson Daniels converts again. As Dyson Daniels has been all over the place for the Atlanta Hawks. And here's Edgecombe, puts them up by 6. And the 76ers will call time as Nick Nurse is furious and yelling at his players. I'm sorry, yelling at the official instead. Yeah, Dyson Daniels has been doing damage in the third, right? With those sneaky drives, getting behind the defense. And Jalen Johnson is also doing a very, very good job with finding them, making those reads. Yeah, 27-25 in the quarter. I think the Sixers have to win the quarter. If they win the quarter and lose the game, I think the casual Sixer fans will be they'll much rather appreciate that rather than losing a third and then winning the game, which makes no sense whatsoever. But hey, that's what some of the fan base is looking for. Man, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up. So Dyson Daniels, looking at Dyson Daniels, 21 points, right? 21 points, 7 rebounds. Okongwu with 14 rebounds. Embiid has how many rebounds? 11. Yeah, he can definitely get to 20 and 10. Yeah, he'll definitely get that. But the Sixers are scoring, right? They have no issues scoring, but they have to get stops, right? They have to get stops. They have to contain Dyson Daniels on those drives. They have to communicate and have to rotate properly, right? But I think communication fixes a lot of it. If guys are moving and communicating, like it makes everything much easier, especially on the defensive side of the floor. Oh, salute to my guy BJ. I don't know if I called you out, but appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Salute. Hit the like button. Yes, sir. Smash that like button. But 80-86 as the 76ers trail by 6 points. And VJ Ashcombe with some huge threes in the third, multiple threes. Hopefully that pays off for the Sixers. Here's Jabari Walker, who just checked in, as Justin Edwards also checks in for the Sixers. Here's Edgecombe, tries another 3, misses, and a foul was called, and VJ Edgecombe will head to the charity stripe for 3. Yeah, it's been a lot of fouls on those threes, and they're just not calling it for whatever reason. State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta. VJ Edgecombe with the white headband looking like Jimmy Butler as he is at the line. Asa Newell will check in for the Hawks as VJ Edgecombe makes it a one possession game. 3 minutes left in the third. And here's Luke Kennard, who just checked in. Kennard to Newell. And here's Craigie to Newell. And Craigie will try a 3-pointer. Oh my God. As he is hotter than fish grease. As he puts the Hawks back up by 6. As he's 4 for 5 from the 3-point line. And here come the Sixers in the half court. As Edgecombe drives. Edgecombe goes up. Finishes. And he will go to the free throw line for one more. Yeah, great recognition, attacking the space, and that angle right there as the defender was too late to get there. He gets called for the foul. So Edgecombe makes it a one possession game again as here's Alexander Walker as Walker picked up by Edgecombe. Walker to Okongwu as Okongwu pivots. Okongwu with Drummond on him. Finds Walker. Walker drives, goes up, misses as the Hawks come up with the rebound, but Jabari Walker gets it as the Sixers can tie on this possession as Edgecombe drives, misses, and Andre Drummond fights for it as Drummond gets fouled, and Alexander Walker wants the Hawks to challenge, but Andre Drummond will head to the free throw line. So Drummond doing the dirty work right there, getting the offensive rebound. As Andre Drummond has 8 rebounds coming off the bench for the Sixers, as the Sixers got to get on the glass, right? They got to get on the glass. Now, it's been a lot closer because by the first half, they had like 10 more rebounds than the Sixers, but it's been a lot more closer as Dominic Barlow started it off, and then Andre Drummond is finishing it off. Now, here come the Hawks in the half court. Alexander Walker shoots as Andre Drummond blocks it, and Atlanta will take it out of bounds. Yeah, that was a good block. So Jared McCain will check in for the Sixers as Quentin Grimes will take a seat. And maybe Jared McCain can help the Sixers right here as the Hawks will inbound and Luke Kennard has it. Jared McCain picks him up as Kennard to Okongwu. Okongwu turns it over, and here's Justin Edwards. And Edwards almost got the dunk. Walker has it as Walker finds Drummond. Drummond thought about it. Don't take the 3 as he takes it. It rims out, and Atlanta secures the miss as they go the other way. And here's Walker to Craigie. Craigie with McCain on him. Craigie with Drummond on him shoots the 3, airballs it as here's McCain, and Jared McCain has it. McCain goes up with the underhand scoop, misses. Andre Drummond goes back up, misses. Drummond gets it as Jabari Walker gets fouled, and he will head to the free throw line for 2. So Jabari Walker can help tie the game at 89 as the Sixers getting on the offensive glass and giving the Hawks a taste of their medicine as Jabari Walker misses the first. And I kind of knew that he was going to split the pair as he focuses and tries to knock down the second. Yeah, y'all got to work on y'all free throws. Y'all got to work on y'all free throws. It's getting sad. But yeah, it's just sad, bro. All right, so the second is good. Man, it's just funny, bro. It is just funny. But here come the Hawks. Alexander Walker and Edgecombe picks him up as he finds Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard to Okongwu. Okongwu thought about it, drives to Newell into the corner, and he knocks down the three. So the 76ers can go 2 for 1 as Jared McCain drives to Edgecombe. Edgecombe tries a three, cash money, as Edgecombe has 3 threes in the third, and he makes it a 1 point game. As here come the Hawks, and the Hawks will play time correctly. As here's Newell. Oh my God, as he flushes. And the 76ers will try to hold for the last shot. And it's about a 1 second difference between shot and game clock. As here's McCain. Can the Sixers tie it? As Justin Edwards sets the screen. McCain drives. Midi misses. And Jabari Walker tried to go for it, but could not secure it. And that'll do it for the third. Yeah, the Sixers, they should have won the third quarter. I don't know if they won. Oh, they won it by a point. Okay, yeah, that's good. So even if the Sixers lose tonight, yeah, the fan base, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. Because they won the third quarter. Right, they won the third. That's all that matters. So man, you can't make this up, bro. You just can't make this up. But so George with 21, Dominic Barlow with 11, and B with 17, Grimes with 11, VJ Etchcombe with 24 points. Yeah, VJ really went nuclear in the third, right? 3 threes, a ton of layups, a couple and ones, right? Help keep the Sixers in this. Right. He helped keep the Sixers in this. But the Sixers also got on the glass, right? They got on the glass. The Sixers were 41 rebounds, Atlanta were 43. Now, the next thing they need to do, they have to lock in defensively, right? They have to lock in defensively. And it seems like they can't stop the ball, right? The defense from the point of attack position has been atrocious. Now, VJ, Grimes, whoever it is, Barlow, they got to do a better job, right? They got to do a better job. And guys have to communicate with them as well. Like if there's a screen coming, you gotta let the on-ball defender know that there's a screen coming. And let them know where their help is coming from. Right? Yeah, Asa Newell, that was a good flush. That was a very good flush. That was a good flush. Let's see who the Sixers have to start off the fourth. As the Sixers are down by 3 in downtown Atlanta. So the Sixers will have VJ, PG, among others, to start off the fourth. As VJ Etchcombe is currently leading all scores. As it will be VJ, PG, Jared McCain, Jabari Walker for the 76ers as the Hawks make a three. And here's Edgecombe in the half court as Dyson Daniels is on him. As Edgecombe drives, Edgecombe goes up, misses as the Hawks go the other way. And here's Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels goes behind the back. Daniels turns it over as Jabari Walker comes up with it. And here's McCain as McCain finds George as George drives, goes in, shoots the midi, misses. And Atlanta go the other way. Here's Okongwu to Krejci. Krejci drives as Drummond goes for the swipe as Krejci has it. And Krejci try to cut back door again, and VJ gets called for the foul. So it would be side out Atlanta as that was a 50-50 ball. Yeah, there was a wet spot over there too. Now Dyson Daniels rejects the screen, drives, finds Okongwu as Okongwu gets tied up as Paul George fights for it as Okongwu is able to get it to Newell as Newell spins, shoots, got it blocked, and Atlanta will have a side out. Yeah, a good hustle on that play from Jabari Walker. And Dyson Daniels will be the trigger man as Atlanta had to hoist it up. They miss. And here come the Sixers. As McCain drives, misses. Jabari Walker goes up, got fouled, no call as Atlanta go the other way. And Jared McCain pokes it from behind as the Sixers have it. As McCain drives, McCain finds Jabari Walker. He gets fouled as Jabari Walker gets in the face of Krejci. And Krejci walks away as Jabari Walker will head to the free throw line for two. Yeah, good defense from Jared McCain as he got the poke from behind, got it to Jabari Walker. As Jabari Walker at the free throw line, hopefully he can convert two. And he makes the first. So he makes them both as Jalen Johnson still on the bench for the Hawks. And here's Daniels. He finds Okongwu as here's Daniels. Daniels drives. Daniels spins. Daniels to Newell. Newell to Krejci. Krejci to Daniels as Daniels thought about it, shoots, and it was no good as the Hawks got the offensive rebound as Newell is able to convert. Here's Edgecombe in the half court as I think Jalen Johnson is ready to check in. And Edgecombe drives, kicks it out to a wide open Jared McCain. He shoots and he misses as Atlanta go the other way. Krejci to Daniels, Daniels to Okongwu. He tries a three, misses. And Edgecombe flies in for the rebound as here's Paul George in the half court, and the Sixers have to score here, and Paul George turns it over as Daniels goes up, and he is able to lay it up and in. Yeah, Dyson Daniels really killing the Sixers with those weak-ass drives as Dyson Daniels has 23 points in this ball game, 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Yeah, you would have thought Onyeka Okongwu would be at least 17 or 18 rebounds, right? I mean, grabbing 12 or 13 in the first. Like, he was really getting to it. But I mean, I think you can foul trouble and whatnot. So, but he's not really playing in the paint anymore. He's all the way out at the 3 point line. I mean, maybe he thinks that he can't battle with Andre Drummond down low for those boards. So just stay out his territory. But if Embiid is in, then you can go fight with Embiid on the glass. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Fourth quarter action. Sixers Hawks. Can the 76ers get the dub tonight and move up to the third seed ahead of the Celtics? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Charles. That's a very deep um that's a very deep quote right there. I ain't gonna lie. That's a deep quote. So we're back in action as the 76ers down by 8 points. Yeah, very terrible, terrible, terrible turnover from Paul George. And if the Sixers go on to lose this, yeah, they'll definitely blame Paul George for it. But Dyson Daniels with a season high 23 points. Yeah, and like I said, if Dyson Daniels is getting in your lane constantly, then there's something wrong with your interior defense and your point of attack defense. Because there's no way he should be finding his way in the middle of the lane every single time. But here's George, jabs, shoots the three, gets fouled, I believe, and he will head to the free throw line for three. Yeah, I think Paul George should continue being aggressive. Yeah, get your stat pad, bro. Get to 30. Get to 30. If you drop 30, they not gonna blame you. So yeah, as Quentin Grimes on the floor for the Sixers, and Paul George makes the second. So a few Sixer fans in the building for the game. Shout out to them. And Paul George makes all three of them as the Sixers trail by 5. And here's Daniels. As Dyson Daniels, Paul George takes the assignment as Atlanta moving the ball around. As here's Kennard and Newell gets it, and Newell converts. As the Hawks go back up by 7, here come the Sixers. Here's Jared McCain in the half court. Kennard picks him up. McCain to George. George has Daniels on him. As George drives, finds Drummond, and Drummond with the floater, but that is no good. As the Hawks go the other way, as Newell jabs, Newell gets it, kicks it to Johnson. Johnson to the corner, Ricochet for 3. As the Atlanta Hawks go up by 10 with 8 minutes left in the ball game, as the Sixers have plenty of time to make a comeback, but it will start now. As here's McCain to George. George drives. George with the pull-up midi. Cash money. So Paul George keeping the Sixers afloat as the Sixers are trying to battle back. As Jalen Johnson gets it, finds Ricochet. Ricochet back to Johnson. Johnson drives. Johnson shoots, misses, as Paul George almost turned it over, and the Sixers get across the timeline. Here's McCain. McCain works off the Drummond screen. McCain to George. George for three, and he knocks it down, and it cuts the deficit to 5. So Paul George with 5 quick points as the Atlanta Hawks will call for time. And salute to my guy Tune In Sports. Damn, bro, I'll be listening, but oh man, salute, bro. Appreciate you. He says everybody live right now. How the Sixers looking? I think the Sixers look good. The Sixers look good, and I wanted to make a live stream about this. It's been some, there's division within the fan base, right? You got the Maxey fanboys and you got the Embiid fanboys, and on Friday night you had some of these. I mean, not even some, all of them, all these Maxey fanboys wanting the Sixers to lose so they can push the narrative that the Sixers need Maxey to win games. Now, I mean, yeah, when you have Maxey on the floor, like your chances of winning they go up. But some games you don't really need Maxey, right? You don't really need Maxey. And I mean, it was just surprising that some of these guys were just pissed off because the Sixers won. And they were only pissed off because they won without Maxey. And that's just funny. That's just the weirdest shit. It's just weird. But the Sixers are looking good. I mean, they're the 4th seed. If they win tonight, they can potentially take the 3rd seed because they got the tiebreaker over the Celtics. But it's going to take a lot, right? It's going to take a lot because this game is they're not really looking good. The defense has been very, very poor. Dyson Daniels is getting in the lane. Like, if Dyson Daniels is able to get in your lane, then there's something wrong with your interior defense, and there's something wrong with your point of attack defense. Yeah, bro, Maxey fanboys, bro. Bro, they were so mad because the Sixers won without Maxey. It was just I was like, God damn, like I'm used to seeing this like with other teams. I didn't know the Sixers had the same, like they was dealing with the same shit. That was nasty. Now, if the Sixers can win tonight, then yeah, it's not going to be good for the Maxey fanboys. It's not going to look good for them. They're going to be mad, but it will take a lot for the Sixers to win this one. But I mean, even if the Sixers lose, I mean, when they played them the first time, Maxey was on the floor and they still lost. Right? Maxey went to the free throw line and choked 2 free throws. Now, I'm not on Joel Embiid's side. I'm for both players. Like I root for both of them. I have no bias towards nobody. I'm a Sixer fan, and that's what matters. So yeah. But I had no idea DG got fanboys though. Oh man. Okay, so it seemed like Jalen Johnson got fouled. So the Hawks will get a side out as Jalen Johnson on the slot as Newell shoots a 3 and cashes in. And the Hawks go up by 8. And apologize, that was Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Here come the Sixers. Here's George. Embiid back in the game as Embiid goes up, gets the friendly bounce, and it rolls in. Here come the Hawks in the half court. Six minutes left. Johnson drives on Walker. Jalen Johnson to Okongwu as Okongwu with Grimes on him. And Grimes is able to get the ball from him, but unfortunately he turns it over. Here's Risa Shea. Risa Shea drives with the reverse layup, misses as Joel Embiid has it. Hands it off to George as George gets across the timeline as George will shoot the 3 and banks it home as Paul George has 32 points and cuts the deficit to 3 points as the Sixers desperately need a stop. And here's Okongwu as Okongwu spins. Okongwu to Walker. Walker sidesteps, shoots, misses, and Joel Embiid secures the rebound as the Sixers can tie with this on this possession. As here's George. George works off the Embiid screen. George drives. George gets hammered in, but no call as the Hawks will try a three, and Krejci banks it home. And yeah, why these players look the same? These players look they look the same. Like what the hell? But that was Risa. But VJ Edgecombe has it, works off the Embiid screen. Edgecombe gets it to Embiid. Embiid drives, shoots, misses, but got fouled on the play, and he will head to the free throw line for two. Yeah, that's some serious shot making from Paul George, working off the Embiid screen. Did he call bank? I don't know. He probably did call bank, but yeah, he got hammered. Yeah, he got hammered and did not get the foul call. But Embiid, side out, Embiid, Edgecombe has it on the Hawks logo. As Grimes thought about it, shoots, and Quentin Grimes misses everything. As here come the Hawks, and Dyson Daniels to Okongwu. Okongwu to Krejci. Krejci drives. Krejci misses. Paul George saves it, gets it to Edgecombe. Edgecombe to Grimes. Grimes slows everything down as Grimes to Embiid. Embiid, top of the key. Embiid to George. George gets fouled as he thought he was in a shooting motion, but they call it on the floor. Yeah, that was a good save from Paul George right there as he got it to Edgecombe before stepping out of bounds. But Joel Embiid will be the trigger man as the Sixers do not need a three. As Edgecombe to Grimes. Grimes to Embiid. Embiid spins. Embiid between the legs. Grimes has it. Passes it to Edgecombe. Edgecombe to George. George almost turned it over. Shoots the three. Oh my God. As Paul George is looking like vintage Pacers Paul George as he is getting the Sixers in this game as the Hawks in the half court, and Dyson Daniels to Walker, and Walker misses as the 76ers can tie or take the lead. As here's Edgecombe, as Edgecombe to Embiid, Embiid to George, as George is the hot man, as George works off the Grimes screen. George drives, sidesteps, shoots the three, misses, and the Hawks secure it as Dyson Daniels in transition. And the Hawks, as the referees looking at each other on who turned it over, who touched it last, as Quentin Grimes and the 76ers try to win. Salute to my guy Mitch Kofsky in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. I think Philly can come out the East. Bro, stop it, bro. Bro, stop it. Bro, don't jinx us, bro. Do not jinx us. I mean, he says, "Oh yeah, DG fanboys been defending them for the last two playoffs." Tune in sports. Let's be real, bro. You one of those fanboys. You've been on DG since like 2022, 23. So yeah. Says, "What's up, bro? Go Paul George." Yeah, Paul George is keeping the Sixers alive in this ball game. He got 35 points. Could Paul George potentially get a 40 piece tonight? Hey, it's possible. It's possible. But some very good shot making out there from PG. Yeah, podcast P. Yep, yes, sir. Put the headsets in the chat. Yeah, this has been very entertaining. This is what basketball is all about. So it looks like it went off Grimes's foot before it traveled out of bounds. I don't think it touched. I don't think Nikhil touched it last. So 3:37 left as Atlanta. It will be Atlanta basketball as Atlanta on the baseline as Onyeka Okongwu knocks down a three. But as their strategy in the clutch has been to execute from the 3-point line, as George has it, George to Embiid. Embiid spins, finds Barlow as Barlow pump fakes, gets it to VJ Etchcombe as he tries a three, and that 3-pointer is no good as Joel Embiid tried to get the offensive rebound. Cannot get it as Jalen Johnson runs the floor, misses as Embiid gets it. Almost Embiid gets it as they fight on the floor as Atlanta call timeout, I believe, and Krejci on the deck gets helped by his teammates. Man, they let these bombs, bro. If Dyson Daniels is getting in your lane like constantly, then there's like something's wrong with your defense, bro. Your defense got issues. But Embiid and Krejci will jump it up. Yeah, this don't make any sense, bro. He says Dyson Daniels not a bum. I mean, he's not a bum, but if he's getting in your lane like constantly, then something's wrong, bro. Dyson Daniels ain't no like he's getting into the lane, and I think it's the Sixers defense. The on ball, the point of attack defense hasn't been that good. So yeah. The Sixers missing opportunities after opportunities. Yeah, my shit is just all the way behind. It's just sad. But Embiid will jump it up with Krejci. As it looks like the Sixers win the tip. Pause. Oh my god, that was funny, man. Man, too, you funny, bro. He's not that bad getting to the rim. I mean, I don't know. It's just certain guys they shouldn't be in the lane as much. But I mean, he was playing the smart, playing the angles correctly, using the screens effectively as well. Which the Sixers they struggle with ball screen defenses. So I mean, he's not a bum. I mean, I call everybody a bum, but I mean, he ain't no bum. But he's not the kind of player that should be in the lane as much. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But we got to get a Cavs live stream. Tuna Sports. Like, when's the next Cavs live stream? I think the Cavs they play tonight, but yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like this shit, this shit don't make no sense, bro. You play certain team like, bro, is it Kretschski, whatever, bro. Bro, he made 4 threes, 4 or 5 threes. He got what? Let me see, bro. Off the bench, he got 19 points. And Dyson Daniels with 27. It just don't seem right. It don't look right. So the Sixers in the half court as Edgecombe drives. Edgecombe banks it in as the Sixers down by 2. Here's Johnson in the half court as Johnson drives on Barlow. And the Hawks miss. They get the offensive rebound. And Dyson Daniels at the right place at the right time. Here's George. George to Embiid. Embiid kicks it to the corner. George has it as Quentin Grimes will try a 3-pointer. And he knocks it down as the Sixers down by 1. Here come the Hawks in the half court. And Jalen Johnson to Dyson Daniels. He thought about it. Kicks it out. Daniels drives. Daniels pivots to Okongwu. Shoots. Misses. And the 76ers can take the lead as Embiid hands it off to George. As Paul George on the Hawks logo. George gets the switch. George as George with the dance moves. George in the corner for 3. Misses. And VJ Edgecombe gets it as Joel Embiid hands it off to Grimes. And Grimes has it. Gets it to Embiid. Embiid to Grimes. Grimes for 3. The Sixers miss it as Atlanta gets it. And the Sixers have to foul as VJ Edgecombe fouls Alexander Walker. And he will head to the free throw line for 2. As the Sixers let an opportunity slip. As Embiid at the top of the key, I thought Paul George should have had the ball. Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's the season high. It don't make any sense, bro. It don't make any sense. Makes no sense whatsoever, bro. I thought Jalen Johnson was gonna have a triple double, but yeah, it just don't even look right. It don't even look right. Oh wait, he did get a triple double. Yeah, so yeah, he got a triple double. All right, my bad. But I mean, as of right now, I think the Sixers will have to hope that they split the pair at the line, they call time, and then they can hit the 3. Yeah, you let an opportunity slip. That's just terrible. Oh, I thought it was free throws. But yeah, they'll head to the backcourt. But they have to get it in though. Pause. Bro, what is going on, man? But Atlanta will call their final timeout as they will try to get it in bounds. Yeah, the Sixers let an opportunity slip as Boosie is in the building at courtside. Yeah, the Sixers they let an opportunity slip. Yeah, they'll definitely lose this one. But hey, here come the Maxi fanboys. I mean, I don't think they can say anything because when Maxi was on the floor, the Sixers still lost. When Maxi uh, choking at the free throw line, I don't believe in choking, but that's their language. Yeah, that's gonna do it. That'll do it. That will do it. As Boosie having the time of his life at the game. Yeah, I don't know what Embiid was thinking when he. That was funny. Yeah, Ashcombe saying that he was fouling. Yeah, Alexander Walker at the line, and the first one is good. Well, you have that at your free throws down the stretch. Yeah, Maxi missed both of them, and then it went to double overtime, and then the Sixers lost. That was like 2 weeks ago. That was like 2 weeks ago. But I mean, I don't even blame Maxi for losing that game, but these fanboys. Let me see what they send in the group chats. Yeah, that should do it. So Jalen Johnson, fourth straight game with the triple double. 8 triple doubles this season. Yeah, when Trey Young get back, you're not gonna get them opportunities. So get all the stats as you can. But let me see what action the Sixers run. Kyle Lowry, the trigger man. Paul George curls up. Quinn Grimes misses. Yeah, it's that'll do it. Now I know the action wasn't meant for Quentin Grimes, but I mean they had two guys on Paul George when he curled up top, so you got to go with Quentin Grimes, and he misses. I mean that was close though. That was close. Jalen Johnson been a hooper. Yeah, I think Jalen Johnson better than Evan Mobley for sure. I mean, you got Evan Mobley faking injuries. Like, bro, nigga embarrassing, bro. He embarrassing himself, bro. He faking a calf injury. Bro, ain't nothing wrong with your calf, bro. Get out there and play. Go help the team out. White Square says the refs got to get investigated. Yeah, it was a couple of 3-point plays. I mean 3-point. I mean fouls on those 3-pointers that I felt like should have been 3 free throws, but they was calling it on the floor. And a lot of missed calls, like when Paul George got hammered in the paint by Risa Shea and Onyeka Okongwu, and they didn't call it. VJ Edgecombe got hammered in the lane a couple times, right? They didn't call it. Yeah. But I mean, I think the Sixers, they can definitely beat the Atlanta Hawks. These two games have been very, very close games. Right. It's not like Atlanta just blowing them out the water. But it's just I don't know. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. But appreciate you, White Square. Appreciate you for being here. Salute, salute. Smash that like button. Stay off the drugs. Okay, bro. You can say what you say what you want, bro. Will Evan Mobley make the All Star team this year? No, no. Jalen Johnson gonna make it. Man, he ain't having no solid year, bro. Cut it out. Cut it out. But let me go through the box score. Yeah, 20, 12, 15. Yeah, 19 off the bench is just so huge compared to the Sixers getting only 9 off the bench. Now I think the bench production did play a factor in it. Jabari Walker 0 for 2, 0 for 5, 2 for 6, 0 for 5. Yeah, Jared McCain has some 3-pointers that he's capable of making those shots, but he was missing them. And sometimes he was able to find himself in the lane and he'll go for the underhand scoop and he'll just miss it. The Sixers bench is, yeah. And I think they got away with it against the Pacers because Embiid had that 39-point game, and then Paul George and then VJ Edgecombe both had 20 plus points. So it kind of made up for the bench production. But tonight, I mean, I don't think they lost because of the bench production. Because I mean, you were still in it, right? You were still in the game. Now, a couple missed opportunities here or there. Um, and in the first half, they were killing the Sixers on the glass. Right now, 57-54. I mean, they still got more rebounds than you, but it was a lot closer. Right. And I was thinking that Onyeka Okongwu was going to finish with 20 rebounds because he had like 12 or 13 in the first half. Right. He had 12 or 13 in the first half. And the rebounding got so bad that at some point, Embiid and Drummond were in the game at the same time. Right. So that's how bad it got. But let me start with the Sixers. Paul George with 35, 11 for 21. Yeah, a very, very a good performance. A good game. Right? Very, very good game. Some tough shot making out there. Like the 3 that he banked off the glass coming off that Joel Embiid screen. That was tough. He says Andre Drummond and Jabari Walker should not be your top scorers coming off the bench. That's true. But I mean, if you got Jared McCain going 0 for 5 or 0 for 6, and then Justin Edwards can buy a shot, yeah. And Andre Drummond was getting his points like based on hustle, right? Getting offensive rebounds, converting them, getting fouled, making some of the free throws. How much points did he finish with? 5 points. It seemed like a lot though. I ain't gonna lie. Or maybe he was getting those offensive rebounds and just kicking it out. I mean, he gave you 10 rebounds off the bench, 3 assists, right? And then Embiid passed the challenge, right? Finally, in double figures in rebounds, right? Double-digit rebounds. So he passed the challenge. Yeah, because Maxi's out with the illness. I don't even know what the illness is, but yeah, it's gonna be some nasty, nasty narratives in these YouTube streets. But these guys, they're not gonna mention how the Sixers lost with Maxi on the court. They're not gonna talk about that. Maxi load managing. I mean, I think even if he is, he deserves it. I mean, you deserve some time off, bro. Bro, he playing 40 minutes. Played every game up to this point. Right. So yeah, go home, go spend time with your family, and B George, Grimes, and the rest of the guys, they gonna play. So it's not. I don't think it's that bad. Like he deserves it. He's earned it. His production, amount of minutes played, like yeah, he's earned it. All right. But yeah, let me continue. George with 35, Dominic Barlow with 11 points. I'm such a huge fan of Dominic Barlow, with what he brings to the team, right? With the hustle, um, getting behind the defense, being in position, being at the right place at the right time, getting these offensive rebounds, and giving the Sixers second chance opportunities, right? That really helps us. But I want y'all to notice that these fanboys, the narrative, the narrative will change tonight, right? The narrative will change tonight because you can't say that the Sixers lost the third, right? Because they won the third. They won it by a point, but they still won. Now let's see how the narrative switches or flips to the first quarter because they lost by what, 10 points? Let's see how it flips. It'll be funny. Charles says great coverage. I appreciate you, Charles. Appreciate you. And if you're not sub to the channel, you can subscribe to the channel. Everything 76ers. All right, brother. Peace. Peace. Appreciate it. But let me see. Let me see. Quentin Grimes with 14 points here. Quentin Grimes has been struggling like the last two games. Like 4 for 14 from the field. That's not enough. That's not gonna work. Right? That's not gonna work. And VJ Edgecombe, 9 for 21. I mean, VJ did struggle. I mean, I'm not even gonna say struggle. He was in foul trouble in the first quarter, right? So he played limited amount of minutes. Came in the second, third. I think in the third it was all VJ. He kept the Sixers alive in the third, right? Cutting the deficit to one possession. Again, it's a 1 point, but the Sixers were just not able to take the lead, or they probably took the lead like one time and they gave it up and they could not get it back again. But Jabari Walker, 4 points, over 2. I mean, he got to the free throw. Yeah, he did. So I mean, he was getting some rebounds. He was getting fouled. So at least he wasn't making the shots, but he was still creating opportunities for the Sixers, like getting opportunities for the Sixers, right? And then Justin Edwards, Justin Edwards was sad tonight. In the first quarter, he checked in and he went like 0 for 3. And Nick Nurse was like, "Yeah, I didn't seen enough, bro. I didn't seen enough, bro. Get your sorry ass on the bench." And he got benched. But Andre Drummond gave you 5 points, 10 rebounds. Right, the Sixers really needed those. Kyle Lowry, only 8 minutes. Now, again, Kyle Lowry's only getting minutes because Maxi's not out there. Right, Maxi's not out there, and he didn't even get a ton of minutes. Only 8 minutes. Right, but if Maxi's there, these guys are not going to get as many minutes. And I mean, Jared McCain didn't play good. Quentin Grimes didn't play good. Right, so when those are happening, I mean, you got to give somebody else a few opportunities. So yeah. He says I'm subbed already. I saw a familiar name in the chat, Mitch. Yeah, Mitch. Yeah. He's a regular on the platform. I'll be on his platforms too. So you might, if you are always on his platform, you might see me a couple times. So I guess you're sub to his channel. If you're not, make sure you check him out. The Sixer content as well. And then subscribe to my guy Tune in Sports. He's a Cavalier content creator. So check him out too. But yeah, what was that? What was I saying? Yeah. But yeah, Kyle Lowry, he's gonna get a few minutes. He's gonna get a few minutes if the other guards are not playing well, or not playing good. Right. So me personally, I'm not even mad at it. Like, as a head coach, you gotta figure something out. Right. Try something different. And he gave Kyle Lowry some minutes in year 20, but he gave him some minutes. Not bad. But he was a -3 coming off the bench. Now, I mean, the plus minus, there's context that goes into it, right? There's context that goes into it. So, yeah, you can be on the court when the team's losing, and it will affect your plus minus. But yeah, the Sixers, I think they take on the New York Knicks. Hopefully it's Tuesday. Let me take a look at the Sixers schedule. 76ers. Yeah, so the Sixers, they won 3 in a row, lost 1, won 1, lost 1. Oh wow, the Sixers have another 4 days off. Hey, Tune in Sports. I don't know if you still here, bro. But the in-season tournament, like, certain teams, like, you shouldn't take it serious. Like, don't take that shit serious. Bro, if you a team and your players be dealing with injuries, do not take the in-season tournament serious. Right? Get eliminated in the group stages or whatever, and get those days of rest. Right? Because the Sixers have a ton of back-to-backs this season. So the next time they play will be on Friday against the Knicks in New York. Right? They're gonna play against the Knicks in New York. So that helps. I mean, they played the Lakers last Sunday, right? And they were off for about 4 or 5 days until they played the Indiana Pacers on Friday night. And then they had Atlanta on Sunday night. So they have to take on the Knicks on Friday. That's a lot of days, bro. A lot of days for Maxey to recover from whatever illness, or if it's load managing. I mean, I think he's earned it. That'll be what, almost 2 weeks, because the last time he played was against the Lakers, right? So yeah, that'll be almost 2 weeks. So that'll be enough time for him to rejuvenate, replenish, you know, and get back on the court for the Sixers. Now he might be a little bit rusty when he gets on the court because he hasn't played in a long time, but um, I think the Sixers will be fine once he gets back on the court. So yeah. He says, I'm almost on this channel. Yes. You mean his channel? Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah. It's for the Raptors, Spurs, Atlanta Hawks, like those type teams. Even though the Hawks are not in it. But yeah, lose the play. I mean, the in season. I mean, let's be real. The old heads don't even care about it anyway. Even if you win it, they're not gonna give you any respect. So why compete for it, right? So lose in the group stages and the preliminaries or whatever. Lose that and get those multiple days of rest. That's what I suggest. And if you're the Sixers and you got Embiid on your team, you got Paul George on your team, like those days of extra rest can definitely help them out. Yeah. There's teams that playing for the real prize don't care about the cup. Yeah, I think you get what is it? You get some money, $250,000 or $1,000,000. I mean $500,000 or $1,000,000, whatever. Yeah, if you the 15th, 16th, 15th or 14th guy off the bench, that'd definitely help you out. Right? You get that extra million, which is guaranteed, right? Fully guaranteed. I mean, they might take a few taxes off or whatever. But it's not gonna be that bad. So yeah, but the Cavs, they might have some more days off. Hold on, let me check. Let me check out the Cavs schedule. Bro, you got Evan Mobley ducking the grind. That's sad, bro. Oh nah, y'all take on the Chicago Bulls, so that's gonna be back to back. I mean, not back to back days, but a day in between. Yeah, I think y'all gonna split. I think it'll be a split. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. It definitely is. But let me go through the Hawks, and let me just end this. Onyeka Okongwu, yo, he had a lot of 5 threes. Yeah, these guys were knocking down threes. They made a lot of bro, 17 threes compared to the Sixers. The Sixers made 17 threes too. It didn't seem like 17. But Okongwu with 5 threes, Reese Shea with 3 threes, Alexander Walker with 2, Dyson Daniels with 1, and then Craigie with 4 threes off the bench. Yeah, that's tough, right? That's tough. But they was all in double figures, just like the Sixers, right? So okay, maybe the bench production is what made the difference for them. But because you got Paul George in the 30s, you had Joel Embiid in the 20s, and then I think Barlow had 11. I think Barlow had 11. Oh, okay. So you got 2 guys in the 20s as well, right? But your bench production was just not there, right? 9 points off the bench is not enough, right? It's just not enough. And in the beginning, the Sixers were having difficulties with handling the point guard spot. In terms of guys initiating or orchestrating the offense. It's good exposure for some. It's good exposure for some guys though, and for the casual fans who don't watch other teams. Yeah, definitely, Definitely. Oh man. But this was a good game though, I ain't gonna lie. 20 points. Yeah, 15 threes. That's so the Hawks don't even have a center. Yeah, they beat the Sixers in the first half. Um yeah, that sucks, man. That hurts. But yeah, the Sixers gonna have to address they're gonna have to address the issue because it's not like they can't beat the Hawks. You've been close every game, so it's just something that's not just clicking. But they take on the Knicks on Friday, take on the Mavs on the next night, which I was planning on going to that game, but I realized it's a back to back. Certain players are not going to be there. I said, hell no, I ain't going to that game. But the Sixers will have a lot of rest in the month of December. But I think in January might be their toughest stretch. Right, it'll be their toughest stretch. A lot of back to backs in that month. But they'll have the West Coast trip. They take on the Thunder, the Grizz, the Mavs. Yeah, that's the NBA grind. That's what they signed up for. So they'll be good. They'll be good. But yeah, very very good game. Highly entertaining, especially in the clutch. You know, with Paul George with the performance, I think he was the player for the Sixers. But I mean, the Sixers lost, so it don't even matter at that point. But I think Paul George really played good. He played his ass off. Right, he played his ass off. And I mean, a couple missed calls here or there. You know, some of the fouls he should have got to the free throw line. Um, but unfortunately, he didn't get it. So yeah. But I mean, if you're a Sixer fan, I don't think this should be discouraging. I think the Sixers are there, right? The Sixers are there. And all the games that they lost, most of them were close games, right? Most of them were close games. It was only the game against the Cavs, which was a blowout, but all the other games were close. So I think the Sixers are there, and just like Tuna Sports says, I mean the Sixers could come out the East if they play everything correctly, if everything goes well, if they have luck on their side, they can absolutely make it. So um yeah, tough loss, but the Sixers will definitely bounce back against the Knicks. Now the Knicks have also been playing good, right? I think the Knicks are in the tournament. I'm not sure, but I think they probably are. Hold on, let me the Knicks. Yeah, so they take on the San Antonio Spurs. I don't know if it's on Wednesday night, whatever, whenever that's gonna be. No, they they play the Spurs Tuesday night, and then on Thursday night they take on the Indiana Pacers. Oh, so it's yeah, the Sixers should win. Right, the Sixers should win. It's gonna be a back to back. Right, it's gonna be a back to back. So they have to win. But that's all I got. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're just watching for the first time, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Everything 76ers, right? Everything Sixers we talk on this platform. Yeah, we don't have any bias for any player. Like as long as you on the Sixers, like we support you. We don't play that fanboy bullshit. We don't do that over here. So yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Salute to my guy Tune In Sports. Salute to Charles. Appreciate you. Salute to my guy White Square. Appreciate you for tuning in. Salute to my guy BJ as well. Boston Jubilee. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.